Ooh, you are listening to Keith Price's Curtain Call. All right, it is Keith Price for Keith Price's Curtain Call, and we are at the centennial celebration of the celebrated playwright Horton Foote, and at Primary Stages. And again, I'm running into someone. We had a long chat the last time, and now we're going to have another moment because I'm going to get all up in his business about this Horton Foote scenario now. I am lucky to be standing here talking to one of the legends, actor, producer, director, does it all. This man is legendary in his status, as well as for those of us who are people of color, certainly someone that you need to put on your checklist of things to know. You need to know who this man is, Mr. Arthur French. How you doing, sir?
Fine, how are you?
I am fantastic. Okay, so we're here now. Last time I saw you, we were doing the big gala over for Primary Stages, and we were talking then about ethnic diversity in theater, which we'll talk about in a second. But at the time, we were talking about the new playwrights, and you have actually done a lot of Horton Foote, from what I've gathered, correct?
I've done two plays and read some years ago, just reading his work. And after years, he kind of asked me to do a play after I hadn't really seen him in a long time. So I will always remember that he remembered me. I was surprised that he even remembered something I did that long ago.
Well, I mean, clearly you got it going on. So how come they don't know? They know, see? So again, you've had the pleasure of working with this man celebrated. Like, what is one of your favorite stories about Horton Foote?
The story I like to tell is that 17 years before, I did a reading of a play of his called Habitation of Dragons. And when it came time to do it, I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. And then 17 years later, I got a call about going and doing a play. And I said, a play? And then I came to see Michael Wilson, who's here tonight, and he didn't know me and I didn't know him. And I had no idea why they called me. And he said, Horton Foote remembered you and wanted you to be in the play. The director didn't know me. No one knew who I was. Horton Foote remembered from doing this story of Habitation of Dragons, one of his plays, like 18 years before.
Wow. Well, that certainly is a testament to him as a writer knowing exactly who he wants. So clearly you made a mark on him, don't you think?
That's my favorite Horton Foote story. It's like magic, because
Who does that really ultimately happen to? You know what I mean? Not anybody that we know generally.
It's just a blessing.
It's just a blessing. Well, it's a blessing to have you here. So now we were talking last time, talking with Arthur French here for Keith Price's Curtain Call, and we were talking about the last time we met about the diversity in theater and how we've been seeing a lot of diversity now because there's lots and lots and lots of people of color just roaming up and down the White Way this season, which I know in the 20 years that I've lived in New York, this is the first time that I've seen it be this diverse. Like, we got Asians, we got Latins, we got everybody on the dance floor. Every one of God's children is doing a play on Broadway, thank you, Jesus. But this comes at a cost, doesn't it?
Well, the cost is that they mostly have stars who come in and do the plays. I think it's great, whether I even like the play or not. It's just great that they are plays that are diverse and that parts can be played by different people of different races and different genders, and that's good. Whether I may like the play or not like the play is not as important as the fact that they are black people working on Broadway, unlike the Oscars.
Well, come on now. All right, now me and Arthur French are about to have like a real, for real though moment. As much as I want to say I love Jada Smith and her movement and her motion, I have to ask the one question, which is, how hard is it for you to tell people how terrible your life is as a professional when you sit in this fabulous mansion and you got an elephant tusk in the background and you talking about how terrible the life is for you working as an actress? Did I miss the point? Like, is that wrong? Like, for me to have kind of gone,
Well, I think when people get on a certain level, they still have their issues that they had before. I don't think that changes because you make a lot of money. Even those people are frustrated. We saw that, what's his name? Smith, Will Smith.
Yeah.
You know, there was a little stuff he felt maybe he should have been nominated or something. So I think there's always something. Even millionaires probably have.
Well, you know, my thing is, all that time and energy, you could build a film school in Watts real quick.
Hello.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's
You know
true
what?
too.
You know, Tyler Perry, y'all got some coinage. I know you burning up Atlanta with your whole studio. You know, you could build a film school for the kids on the other side of town that you know will never get to put their hand on the camera.
And that will help the whole situation. But I don't really, personally, I don't really even look at award shows. I looked at this one because of all the hype
Right.
on it, so I did tune it in. But usually, I don't really look at it because, you know, it's to promote films or television or plays or whatever.
I remember Ossie Davis had a really great line that I always use whenever I get into the discourse about what the Oscars are. He said, "This is a trade show." He's like, "This is just like the car show. This is just like, you know, the
Very well put.
conventions where you go in and they give you pens from all the different." He said, "That's exactly what that is." He said, "So for people to have gone the way that they've gone in terms of that, it's like you realize you're doing this over a trade show, right?"
Yeah, but, you know, it helps your salary if you win one or your prestige. So it's good to win.
Well, you know, and again, my speech too would be, I'm glad to be nominated with all of these wonderful people, but it sure do feel good to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, thanks.
Yes, it does.
I'm glad that we're all here, but it's mine.
You try to be humble.
Exactly. You bring it in, but you know, you got to have it out that way. Just imagine.
Yeah.
So now, for you, are you going to be doing something this fall, or you have some work that you
what
got?
What I've been doing is some directing. I directed a production of Fences recently at the Jamaica Performing Arts Center.
Nice.
And for another group now, I'm going to do an old play called Deep Are the Roots, which was done in 1945. And this, I can't think of not the Over the Edge company, but it's over something. Out of the Box Theater Company. They're going to do this play again after all these years. So I'm getting to direct it. So I've been doing a little more of that and teaching.
I love it. Well, Arthur French, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me.
For taking time talking with me.
Kidding? Legendary status. And before you go, I have something I have to show you. But when we come back, I don't know who I'll be talking to, but I'll be talking to a lot of people. All right? So hang out.